You made it to step 3, where I'm going to teach you how to shift from surviving your Pesach preparation to actually thriving. Step 3 is to make an inventory of the food that you have in your house. You do this by going to your kitchen and opening up your pantry. You take a clipboard and you look at what's inside your pantry and just jot down all the things that are in there. While you're doing that, try to think of foods that you might cook using what's left in the pantry. So for instance, if you have a lot of breadcrumbs left, maybe you'll make schnitzel. Or maybe you'll make something that's a patty that needs breadcrumbs to make it, or meatballs. And if you have a lot of flour left, then maybe you'll bake, or maybe you'll make challah. After you've done the pantry, then you go to the freezer and you do the same thing. This way you end up with a full menu plan of things that you can prepare for the family while you're cleaning for Pesach. This is a great step. I actually really like doing this step because I feel it's very empowering. We end up using the resources we have, so we don't end up spending a lot of money on food. We also save money closer to the Chag because we don't end up throwing away leftovers or giving away things that are chametz. We also feel good that we're able to provide for our family while we're maybe going a little off balance doing the project of preparing for Pesach. For some of you, this step is going to be easy and empowering and fun, and you're going to love to do it. You're going to be inspired. And for some of you, you're going to hear this step and you're just going to skip it over. It's too much of a struggle. It's too hard. It's too overwhelming to go into the pantry and look at all those foods and think about what I'm going to serve my family and deal with the fact that some of them are not going to eat what I made. It's all feeling so heavy and so a struggle. So right now I want to talk to those of you who have that feeling towards any of the tasks preparing for Pesach. I want to actually speak to anybody who feels that in their life they go into struggle in general. Pesach preparation is really just an opportunity for us to meet that struggle and maybe learn a new way of managing it. I'm going to start by telling you a story from my life. Years ago when I was being coached, I wanted to create a workshop in time management. And I found that every time I would come and sit down at my desk to prepare the workshop, even though it was all in my head and even though I knew exactly what it was I wanted to teach, it was like pulling teeth to write this workshop, and I couldn't get it done. And I told my coach this, and I asked her, what am I supposed to do? And she said, it sounds like you go into a struggle every time you go to do this activity, this task. And I said, that's true. And she said, well, why would you push yourself to go into a struggle? And that was kind of a light bulb moment for me. And I came up with an affirmation for myself that I do things easily and without struggle. Because why do I need the struggle? What I discovered is that there are ways for me to take away the difficulty, and then when I come at the task from a different place, from a place that's calmer and more centered, and where I'm not forcing myself to do it, that's when it happens faster and more easily. So any of the tasks that I give you in Pesach preparation made peaceful, my goal is for you to do these tasks not from the place of struggle, but from the place of I do things with ease. So now I'm going to teach you the ABCs of how you can get yourself from that place of struggle to the place of doing things with ease. A is to attend. First, you just have to notice, am I going into that struggle? What does that look like? Struggle for me looks like something changes in my body. Suddenly I'm very tense, or my breath changes. I'm breathing faster, or I'm holding my breath. Suddenly I notice like, oh my gosh, I haven't been breathing for a while. Struggle for me also looks like this, going into this sad, depressed, uncomfortable mental space. I might get angry, I might get resentful, I might just feel really down. Struggle in my body feels like I'm paralyzed, I'm stuck. It feels like I'm forcing myself to do the thing I've asked myself to do. That's what it looks like. So A is to attend. Notice, am I going into any of those physical reactions or mental thoughts that make me feel like, I don't want to be here? B is to breathe. Breathe, you say? but I'm always breathing. Well, so what I mean is to breathe, to pay attention to your breath. Just like you're attending to what's happening to you in your body now, I want you also to attend to your breath. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's a couple reasons. First of all, your breath is what's keeping you alive. And the only reason you have it is because Hashem is blowing it into you every moment of every day. When you stop to connect to your breath, to just notice it and be aware of it, then you're actually connecting to that part of you that is godlike. You're actually connecting to that part of you that's Tselem Elokim. When you connect to that part of you that's godlike, you also connect to the wisdom inside of you. And the part of you that will tell you and explain to you and have you understand how to get through this task without the struggle. The other reason I'll have you attend to your breath is because every breath is attached to a certain emotion. If I'm angry, I breathe fast. If I'm surprised or shocked, I hold my breath. If I'm sad, maybe my breath gets stuck right here. So every emotion has a breath. The minute I attend to my breath, which means I just watch it without judgment and I just see it going in and out, the minute I do that, it starts to slow down and I become more centered. And when I'm in a slow breath, I can't really go into those really heavy-duty emotional feelings because the breath doesn't go with that emotional feeling. If I'm angry, it has to come with a faster breath. So if I slow down my breath, my anger also slows down. So that's B, to breathe. C is to bring a lot of compassion, commiserate with yourself, and then to choose. Because very often when we go into a struggle, it's not enough that we're in a struggle. We also tend to beat ourselves up. For example, there are times where I feel really, really tired, but I want to get work done. And then I'll say to myself, oh, I can't believe you're tired again. What's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you. So on top of feeling tired, I make myself even more tired, more emotionally drained by beating myself up. I'm going to suggest to you that when you go into a struggle, you do the exact opposite. Instead of being that voice that beats you up, be the voice of your most compassionate friend, the person who loves you most in the world and cares about you most in the world. Tell yourself you understand that this is hard. Tell yourself you're here for you. And you'll do anything to help support you. What do you need, Bobby? When you've commiserated with yourself and brought compassion, and your breath is slow and even, and you're listening to that quiet, still voice inside of you, that's the real wisdom, then you can connect to the way to move towards the Chag with ease and without struggle. The next thing to do will just come up for you. So if the activity is to go and do an inventory of your pantry and you're not detail-oriented, you'll just maybe you'll set a timer for 5 minutes and you'll just you'll just look at your pantry and jot down ideas for menus that you can serve. And maybe you'll just put it aside and never look at it while you're preparing for the Chag. But the fact that you've done it means that it's in your mind. And maybe a couple meals will get taken care of easily and without struggle because you did that task. So my invitation to you is to do step 3 of Pesach Planning Made Peaceful, which is the inventory, so that you can take care of your family and yourself as best as possible while you're taking on the task of preparing for Pesach. And if you find yourself in a struggle, to use the ABCs to help you tone it down and bring yourself back to that place of self-love and self-compassion and understanding, and from there move forward. Looking forward to seeing you again in the next video when we talk about how to get more cleaning done in less time.